morning students. Today in this video we will discuss our chapter 3, that is skeletal system and nervous system. Okay, now you see all the bones which are present in our body is a part of skeletal system, which we will discuss in this chapter. And the most important part of our body, with the help of which we can think, right? Can you guess what is that? That is our brain, is not it? Our brain is a part of nervous system. So in this chapter we will discuss elaborately about our skeletal system and nervous system. So at first let us start with skeletal system. Now you see our skeletal system consists of bones and cartilages. Okay, now you all know what is bone, right? It is a hard white structure. Now what is cartilage? Cartilage is the elastic tissue, okay, which is present in some part of our bodies, like our ear, okay, tip of the nose. It can be bent easily, right? So these are what? Cartilage. The total number of bones in our body is 206, okay, and the framework of bone, means arrangement of bone, is called what? Skeleton. Okay, and this framework, that is skeleton, gives us what? Proper shape and support to our body. Okay, now we will discuss about functions of our skeleton system. Okay, so the first function is it protects the soft internal organs of our body. Now what do you mean by soft internal organ? So soft internal organs are the very important organ, okay, and they are very soft and delicate, which are present inside our body, like our heart, lungs, our brain. Okay, so it protects our internal organs. Okay, secondly, you see, it gives strength, support and shape to the body and also help in movement. It gives a definite shape to our body and also strength. Okay, definite shape means, you see, compare your body to a body of earthworm. Earthworm, they don't have bones, right? So what happened? They don't have any definite shape, right? They can be bent easily anywhere, but our body, we cannot bend anywhere easily, right? Because we have a framework, that is skeleton, which gives us support to stand, right? And it provides us strength also, and because of it only we are able to move from one place to another. Okay, now many bones are hollow and filled with substance called bone marrow. Bone marrow produces the blood cell. Now you see many bones are hollow inside. Hollow inside means inside the bone, suppose this is a bone, inside some hollow empty spaces will be there. Okay, and these empty spaces inside is filled with bone marrow. And do you know what is the function of this bone marrow? This bone marrow help in the production of red blood cell. Okay, the blood which is present in our body is actually produced from bone marrow, which is present inside the bone. Okay, now it contains important mineral needed by our body. Okay, and the bone contains some important mineral like calcium and phosphorus, which is required by our body. So is it clear up to here? Now you see the main parts of the skeletal system are skull. Okay, this is our skull, backbone, also known as spine or vertebral column. Okay, rib cage and limbs. Okay, so let us now start with skull. The hard structure that you feel when you touch and press your head is called what? Skull. This portion is what? Skull. Okay, it protects the brain. And what is the function of this skull? You know, it protects the delicate organ which is present inside our skull, that is brain. Okay, it protects the brain. The skull has 22 bones altogether. Can you imagine? There are 22 bones altogether in our skull. Okay, of all the bones in the skull, only the lower jaw bone can move. All other are fixed. The upper and lower jaw have teeth. Now you see, out of this 22 bones, only our lower jaw, that is also known as mandible, it is movable. Because of this only we are able to chew the food and talk properly. Okay, and in upper and lower jaw our teeth are fixed. Okay, so is it clear? Total 22 bones are there. Out of the 22 bones, what happened? Only the mandible is movable, that is the lower jaw. Okay, students, now we will discuss about backbone. Okay, it is present in the middle of our back. Okay, you can feel it with your hands also. Now you see this backbone is also known as vertebral column or spine. Okay, it is made up of ring-like structure. okay, called vertebrae. Okay, total 33 rings are present. Okay, and this vertebral column help us in bending, twisting, standing upright. Okay, and the main function of this vertebral column is the protection of the spinal cord. Okay, one spinal cord is there, we can say a motor nerve. Okay, main part of our nervous system, okay, which is connected to the brain. It is present inside this spinal cord. Okay, it protects the spinal cord which is connected to our brain. Okay, students, now we will discuss about rib cage. Okay, you see the pairs of bone which form a cage like structure. Okay, near the chest area is called what? Rib cage. Okay, and the bones which are present here, these are called what? Ribs. They are total in 12 pair. 12 pair means 12 in each side. Okay, and the main function of this rib cage is to protect our delicate organ like lungs and heart. Okay, and what happened, you see the bones are connected back side on our vertebral column, and in front side it is connected to a bone called sternum. Okay, sternum, sternum. I said that they are 12 pairs, right? 12 pairs means what happened? This side 12 and this side 12. Okay, 10 pairs on both sides are connected to sternum. Okay, but 2 pair, you see these are what happened? They are called floating ribs. Okay, they are not connected to sternum. Okay, they are connected to vertebral column. Okay, now let us discuss about limbs, arms and legs. A pair of arms called forelimbs. Our arms are called what? Forelimbs, and our legs are called what? Hind limb. Okay, make up the limb in our body. The long bone in the arm is called humerus. Okay, this long bone in our arm is called humerus, and small 2 bones are there. That is what? Radius and ulna. Okay, this small 2 bones are there, radius and ulna. Now you see the femur. Okay, again in our hind limb, that is our leg. Okay, a long bone is there. Okay, there also the structure will be same in our leg also. A long bone is there. It is called what? Femur, and it is the longest bone in our body. Okay, and the lower 2 bone will be there. They are tibia and fibula. Okay, at the top 1 strong bone is there. That is what? Femur, and the lower 2 bones are there. They are what? Tibia and fibula. Okay, and our feet and our hands, they are made up of several small bones. That is why we can bend it easily in any direction. Okay, now we will discuss about joints. Okay, now you see the place where 2 bones meet is called joint. Okay, so here 2 bones are there. Okay, here they are meeting, so the meeting point is called what? Joint. Okay, now the substance or the tissue that joins 2 bones or hold together 2 bones in place is called ligaments. Okay, so in between these 2 bones, here one kind of tissue is present called what? Ligament. Okay, so is it clear about joint and ligament? The point where 2 bone meets are called joint, and a tissue is present, soft tissue is present between 2 bone. It is called what? Ligaments. Okay, now you see all the joints in our body are movable except the joint in skull. The only movable joint in the skull is the lower jaw. Now all the joints, okay, are movable. They can move freely except the joints of skull. Okay, we have found that in our skull only one movable bone is there, that is our jawbone, and also known as mandible. Okay, other all the joints, they are immovable, means they do not move. Okay, now joints are of different type and show different kind of movement. Different type of joints are there. Now we will discuss about it. Ball and socket joint. This type of joint is found in the shoulder and hip region and allow movement of this part in all direction. Now you see what happened in ball and socket joint. One empty space is there. Okay, suppose our shoulder. Okay, and socket. There will be a socket like this, and this socket will fit in this ball. Okay, and this ball and socket joint, what happened? It can move in all direction, like our hand. Okay, this shoulder region or hip region, what happened? It can be moved in all direction, left, right, upper, lower, right? Now second one is hinge joint. This type of joint is found in knee, in the elbows, fingers, knees and toes. and help to move this part in only one direction. Now this hinge joint, it is a type of joint which allow the movement only in one direction. Suppose my elbow, okay, I can bend in this direction, but I cannot bend it in opposite direction, right? So it allows movement only in one direction. Now pivot joint. This type of joint is found in skull and the backbone and help us to move our head upward, downward and sideways. So the pivot joint is found in this region, okay, between our skull and vertebral column, okay, and it allows movement in upward, downward and sideways, okay. And the last one is gliding joint. You see, this type of joint are present in ankles and the wrist and help the bone, these parts to slide easily. Now these glide joint are present in our wrist and ankles, okay, and it helps to slide easily, okay, means it can slide over each other easily like this, okay. Now let us discuss about cartilage. You see, cartilage is a tough elastic tissue that is found in various parts of our body such as the joint in ankle, knee and elbow and also between the vertebrae in the backbone. So it is present in between of several joints, okay, vertebral columns. Cartilage prevent the bone from rubbing against each other and wearing out. So we know that bone, okay, it is a very rough substance, right? So if they rub each other, what happens? There will be wearing out, right? So to prevent that, what happened? This cartilage are present between two bones, okay? Now you see, cartilage is also found in the ears and the nose. Touch the top part of your ear or the tip of your nose. These parts are soft to touch. They are cartilage. So before only I told you that this cartilage are present in the tip of our nose, ears, okay? Bones and cartilage alone cannot bring about movement. Movement happens when bones and cartilage work together with muscle. Now movement means what? Moving from one place to another. And it is not possible only with the help of bones and cartilage. Along with bones and cartilage, muscle is also needed. Okay. So now we will discuss about muscles. Now let us discuss about muscle. You see, there are more than 600 muscle in our body. Can you imagine? There are 600 muscles in our body. The bone in our body cannot move without the help of muscles. Okay. Muscles are attached to the bone with the help of a tough cord called tendons. Tough cord, it is a wire-like structure. Tendons are wire-like structure which connect muscles and the bones. Okay. Now, to move a bone, two muscles come into play. When we move from one place to another, two muscles comes into play. Okay, one muscle, what happened? It contract and another muscle, it will relax. Okay, and then only movement is possible. Okay, now muscles are of two types, voluntary and involuntary. Okay, there are two types of muscle. Voluntary muscle, the muscle that are under our control are called voluntary muscle. So the muscle which are under our control, like hand, suppose I want to move the hand, it is under my control, right? If I want to move it, I will move it, otherwise I will keep it in one place, right? So these are under our control. This type of muscles are called what? Voluntary muscles. Okay. Now all the muscle attached to the skeleton called skeletal muscle of the body are voluntary muscle. For example, muscle in the arms and legs. When we look through a microscope, this muscle seems to have band or stripes on them. Therefore, they are also called strip or striated muscle. So, all the muscles that are connected to our bones, okay, are what? Voluntary muscle, means we can control it. And when these voluntary muscles are observed under a microscope, what does a microscope do? It zooms the image. Okay, so when we observe a muscle under a microscope, what happens? Several layers are seen there. Okay, several layers can be seen. That is why they are called what? Striated muscle or striped. Striped means what? One over another. Several layers are there. Okay, that is why they are termed as what? Striped muscle or striated muscle. Now, involuntary muscle, you see. The muscle that are not under our control are called involuntary muscle. So there are several muscles inside our body which do not work on our control. Okay. Muscle of the organ system like the digestive system are called smooth muscle or unstriated muscle because they are not stripped. Muscle of the heart are called cardiac muscle. Now what happened, you see, the muscle of our digestive system. Why they are involuntary? We cannot stop the process of digestion, right? It will go on continuously. It is not under our control. That is why it is what? Involuntary muscles. Okay. And the muscles of this digestive system are smooth muscle. A smooth muscle means what happened? They don't have layer over one over another. Okay. That is why it is called what? Smooth muscle or unstraighted muscle. Because they are not straight. Now, muscles of the heart are called cardiac muscle. Our heart, okay? You may have heard the term cardiac attack. Means what? Heart attack, right? Cardiac means heart. Okay, it is related to heart. So, the muscle of our heart is called what? Cardiac muscle. Both smooth muscle and cardiac muscle are example of involuntary muscles because they are not under our control. Okay? So, students, our video ends here. Please complete this revise and recall. See, page number 223, 1, filling the blanks is given there. Please try to complete it after watching the video. Thank you and have a good day ahead.